Hey,
Hi, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right. I guess you're applying for the media production assistant at the
Yes.
City of Las Cruces. Is that correct, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. Just want to double check. All right. I guess before anything, just tell me about your background and work experience and how you are prepared to take on this position.
Yeah, for sure. I'm from Chihuahua, and then I came in for college here at APCC. During my APCC work, I was mainly involved with architecture club. They handle like interviews. So I was like during that time, I mostly handled like the post production of like the interviews. I edited the interviews and tried to like. It was this situation where like students had the chance to talk with architecture professors from like around the country.
Mm-hmm.
After that, since that, I got my associates there, and I came here to work. I came here to finish my bachelor's degree at CMI on NMSU. And yeah, here at NMSU, I've had the chance to work on several short films in like different roles. Obviously, it's been an expansion a lot of my like knowledge when it comes to equipment, especially lately, because this semester I started working on the equipment. So I had the chance to like mess around with like the equipment past like the classes where I've needed to use it or like where I had the chance to use it. And yeah, since then I've also been able to like help PA on some on one local indie feature that was filmed in El Paso and another local feature that was filmed here in Las Cruces on like different roles. So yeah, I think I'm pretty good at like adjusting to whatever the workplace needs me to do. And yeah, that's a short background of me.
Awesome. That's amazing. All right. Well, I guess let's get started. All right. Tell me. I guess you kind of like touched on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Could you tell me like a specific project that you're most proud of?
Yes, I think one specific project that I'm really proud of that I did back at APCC is one where basically the professors wanted us to like practice how to do everything right in terms of like you need to get media release statements, you need to like make sure that you give all of these files to whoever likes working in post in case like your work needs to be modified. This project was basically you needed to do 2 interviews to like people that basically there were 2 interviews that could be used by EPCC marketing if they wanted to.
Oh, cool.
So it was like, yeah, it was like they wanted us to get students or to get like ex-alumni instead of like professors, so that way it kind of like shows, hey, this is what this program is about, this is what happens here. So on that one, I chose to interview one of my architecture friends who was a student at the time, and then I chose one of the professors who was an ex-alumni. I think he graduated back in like 2012, and the moment we filmed that was maybe 2022, I believe. So on that one, I felt really happy about the final process because I felt I was able to get a really good amount of B-roll, and I was able to like get the interviews where I wanted them to, and I was able to like basically craft this story about like how their experience has changed as they kind of grow as, you know, the student from professor role, and then kind of like how the student perspective changed, because I think there's a lot of students here from the border where like maybe the closest thing to like for that school is the EPCC one. So yeah, that was a project that I felt really happy about. I was able to deliver everything on time, the media release statements, all of that, and make this big packet that I felt really, it forced me to do things the right way, right? Or in a professional manner. And I think that was a really good exercise.
Well, that's good. Awesome. Well, there you go. All right. I guess how do you handle creative like disagreements with colleagues?
I think that one's a really important one, and I believe that lately this semester specifically I was able to like direct a short film here on the CMI program, and I had to collaborate with a lot of people. And I think it's really important to always listen to whatever the concerns from other people are, and I think it's really important. If you're a team leader in those kind of positions, I think there needs to be a strong sense of where you want to go, but there needs to be flexibility as well, because you need the input from everyone, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's about listening and then evaluating how much of like a compromise it would be on your vision, or if it's a compromise that is not really worth kind of like having issues with. Because yeah, I think at the end of the day, whatever I can think of visuals, probably my cinematographer has a way better idea than I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to have an open space to listen to that and to kind of evaluate the choices. If disagreements need to be made, or like if it's still opinions conflict, obviously try to find the best middle ground, or if it's not such a big decision, then allow it for that person to kind of like work through it and kind of like find his best optimal solution to whatever proposal he has.
Nice. I like the way you think about that. That's good.
Thank you.
All right. I guess a few more to go. All right. Big curveball here. What is your biggest weakness?
That's a big one. I would say my biggest weakness would be indecisiveness. Sometimes I feel like sometimes I want to get everything as perfect as I can get, and that sometimes does lead me into like not taking action as quick as I should have or as good as I should have. And yeah, that does cause some issues in my opinion. I think that's something that I keep working on, and it's also something that I keep getting better as like I gain more confidence in the work I do. But yeah, I would say that's my biggest weakness.
Awesome. Oh, that's a good answer because, like, I mean, I'm like the same way. Like,
Yeah.
Sometimes details are just like,
Yeah, you want to keep changing them, but then eventually you gotta make a choice, right?
yeah, exactly. No, that's a great answer. Wow. All right. I guess last but not least, do you have any questions for me or like concerns about the position of the company at all?
I think I would just ask how flexible would you guys be willing to be when it comes to like hours? When it comes, because yeah, it's like an open semester during the time the internship would take place.
I guess like we're really flexible with students' hours and stuff. We understand how short notice some stuff is. I mean, I've been a student at some point, so I graduated like 8 years ago. So I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
be an interview. Pretend I said
Yeah.
anything that. Okay.
No, you got
do you have
it.
any other questions for me?
Yeah, I think just like asking, what would you say is most valuable for you in terms of workplace culture?
Definitely respect, because I feel like the oil that keeps like a company or like a group running is respect, because if people don't respect each other, people aren't going to work at the best of their ability. So just like be respectful to everyone. I think a huge thing that I hold true, that I think everyone should hold true, is just leaving your ego at the door.
Yeah.
You don't want to butt heads. Like you don't want to butt egos with other people. It's just not good, and it's not showing you at your best. I just feel like, I feel like it's another one. And then also just, I feel like quality over quantity is another one that's a really good thing you should definitely hold true. So those three, that's really what I'm looking for.
Okay, no, yeah, I love that answer, because kind of jumping back to the whole disagreements question, yeah, I don't think respect is a big part of that, and kind of like, always being respectful of whatever opinions you get from other people when it comes to like creative decisions or just in general, right? It's I think that's a really important, and that's a really good value to have as a company. I would really like to be in a workplace culture that has that at the top.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad we are seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you need from me?
I don't think so. Is there anything else you need from me?
Oh, no, that's all. I think I got your resume and your cover letter, and we'll keep in touch.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Have a
Nice
good
to meet
one.
you.